This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Look around the internet, look around your club. You'll find one of us anywhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The language, the themes, the attitude, and personality of this presenter was not suitable for his own children when they were young, and he was a permissive parent. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just so happens trains will be running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence, and any rebroadcast or transmission of this stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the rules for layouts. It's your layout. Do what you want. Also, do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you specifically what they think you would do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel. Keep it positive. Let's go this way. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. How are you? Good to see you all there. I'm messing around with a couple of things, so just bear with me. We've had a little bit of fun, and I'm messing around with something right now, so bear with me. I want to see if this works now. It worked earlier. If it works, I'm a happy camper. If it doesn't work, then, well, I'm not. It's trying. It's trying. It's trying. Oh, I'm sure I forgot a step already. Anyhow, so let's see who's here today. HTAAB. You obviously have been here before. You've mentioned you haven't been here in a few months. Don't recognize the name there. Were you in here on as a different name? Tim JD, awesome to have you here. Hey, Z Fantasy Trains, welcome in. Oh, it's Henry. There we go. It's Henry. That's why. All right. I just had to read one more line down. Melvin Fackler is here. Randall Ellison is here. Randall, Melvin, nice to have you guys. Chris, honored to have you here, sir. Damien, nice to have you. Damien Laffer is here. Hopefully he'll live up to that name. Joseph Agliato, good to have you here, sir. And Kieran. Kieran, yes, I'll talk more about it when I go to play it, but yes, I have a song that had you in mind. It is not about you. It's just Joyce and I are dedicating it to you when we go around to play it. We'll talk more about that video when I go to play it in about 40 minutes from now. It has been a weird week. It's been a crazy week. Now, Joyce and I, first of all, Joyce and I have not done anything this summer. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't done anything, but we are hoping to go somewhere this summer. Yet. And so on Monday, Joyce and I are going out of town for a grand total of 4 days, just to do some horseback riding and some kayaking about 3 hours north of Toledo. I'm going to try this over. I think that got screwed up, but we'll see. And I'm messing with something while I'm babbling at you because I'm running really late. And I want to see. If the screen goes black for a second, don't worry about it. It's just because it could be. So, okay, so for whatever reason, I'm not getting it to work today. Oh, that's because I didn't hit stream yet. That might have helped. That might have helped. So anyhow, what's going on today? Haha, there it is. So let's see if it's now in, just bear with me, people. I apologize. I don't have my, there it is, except now I have to do something. There we go. What you are seeing is my GoPro, and it has about a 3-second delay. It has about a 3-second delay, 5-second delay, but I did get the GoPro this week, so we'll talk about that first. So yes, this is my GoPro. There's about a 5-second delay on it, so just bear with me. I am debating whether I'm going to do a test cab ride. We did one on one lane yesterday, but it was bumping the canopies of one of the turnouts, and we tested, but I don't have a way to anchor it down on the platform car I'm using instead. I suppose I could go back to the original one I was going to use. That might work. So we'll think about it, but I'll have that here. So Blue Thunder Whisper mode is here. Welcome. Jackie is here. Does that mean Lee came in? I'm doing sort of okay. Where am I at? So let's go back to the Mexico view here. So yeah, I got my GoPro 90. Your pressure worked. All that pressure you put on Joyce. I was talking to her about it on Saturday, and she just she just looked at me. Just buy the damn thing. Sorry, kids, if you didn't like that language, but that's what Joyce said. I was just quoting. I was quoting my wife, the love of my life. And so we bought it. It came Wednesday, and we've been trying to figure it out because even though it says it's Wi-Fi and you can stream with it, you can direct stream with it easily. You just tell it use YouTube. Well, you actually have to use it in conjunction with your phone. But even by itself, you can directly feed YouTube or Facebook. You don't have to go through the phone, but it's easier to control it through the phone. But one of the things I wanted to do is cab ride on here. Well, it's a little fatter than I expected, but you can turn it vertically and do your portrait mode, and then it fits on my layout and actually goes around. The only downside is it's a little fatter than I thought, so when it goes through my Delmenhorst station, because of both of its height and width, it brushes the canopy. But I'm going to set that right there for now, and I only have it set up as a, I got to make sure which one of these, not that one, so this one. Okay, well, they're both in there now, but this is the one. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, Melvin, double-sided tape helps. Unfortunately, and actually blue tack works even better. The car, well, I got a couple of choices of cars to use. The one's not a flatbed. The best one to use is not a flatbed. So I have to use the blue tack. So, and also the two-sided tape could mess up because the side that's down is the power button. So you have to be very careful doing it. So, and the car, let me show you the car I was going to use. Let's go back to, let's just do Nexi Solo. Where is Nexi Solo? There it is. This is the best car to use because the camera is weighty. It's a weighty little camera. But this is the best flatbed. I have another flatbed, but it's a old Roco, and it tips over a little easily. This one can support the weight. It's a Miracle. It's a it's a double bogeyed, two axles on each bogey. But as you can see, there is a thing here, and when you put the camera on it, it's actually balancing on the edge. And so I want to put a bit of weight in here, which I will then blue tack the weight down, and then blue tack this on top of that weight, which will help keep this centered, and it will ride through the layout like that. And I will try to do a cab mode a little bit later. Yeah, lots of crazy things. I almost didn't have a song video today, and I will tell you now, the video I did make today was the cheapest rush job ever. And the reason is, I don't know who pays attention, but I have used Nero as my video editing software for 20 years. It's the only one I use. I'm comfortable with it. I think it was the easiest to use. It doesn't have as much stuff packed on it as the newer ones like Power Director and that, but I still find it the easiest to use for putting videos and editing together. Yeah, there's stuff I wish it could do that others now do, but in terms of just splicing a video together, it's still the easiest one on the planet Earth to use. It's very intuitive and user-friendly once you learn how to do it. Well, I've been doing it for 20 years, so it's second nature. Well, something happened with my Nero. I've got 4 computers I use at home, and I went to start making videos on Tuesday, and my Nero said cannot make connection with server. And this is something I'm now realizing. I've got a lot of programs that require you to have an active internet to use them, which pisses me off. I want to be able to use a computer program even if it's not online, even if I'm not online. I should be able to be free from Wi-Fi and internet and still use a video editing software. But everybody now does it this way. And so it's saying, okay, well, I tried and I went through all their instructions on how to fix the problem, blah, 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 and none of it's working. My Wi-Fi, the first thing they do is they say, do you have Wi-Fi? And yes, I have Wi-Fi. Check your Windows firewall. Okay, Windows firewall has not updated in a few weeks, and I was just using my Nero last week. But I went in and checked all the Windows firewall settings. Yes, it's on the allowed list. My Norton's 360 security, it's still listed as allowable, so nothing's blocking it. My Windows diagnostic says it's their server. Their server is not responding in the time, so it's only on them. But I've emailed them and talked to a tech guy, and they're like, well, you got to do this and you got to do this. I've done that, and every time I talk to one of you people, you're telling me this and do this, and they send you a big booklet, go through all this. I've been going through all that, and it's still not working. And on 2 of my computers, it's saying my trial version has run out. I haven't had a trial version in 3 years because I did a trial version of their new Platinum on a new computer just to see how it felt before I decided to buy it. And it's just crazy. And I've been fighting with Nero for 3 days because I have to turn around. I just upped it. And the thing is, you can't get into their accounts anymore. To access your account, you have to start up what's called Nero Start, and then you can access your account. You cannot go to their web page and access your account now. They've been like that for about 2.5 years. They got rid of that on their web page, so you can no longer access your account on their web page. You have to do it through Nero Start. But if it's not making connection, you can't use Nero Start. And it has been aggravating. Hi, Leslie, how are you? Hi, Somerset Andy, how are you? So yeah, it's just, it's been annoying. So I finally downloaded a trial version of, Power Director. And I really wanted to get this video done today. Now, as of last night, I did not think I would have a video done. And so I was going to put certain trains out today to celebrate it, but I thought, I'm not going to put the trains out. And then I got the video done at 3:05 today. I got the video done at 3:05, and I will say I don't like Power Director. It's got some nice things to it, but it's not nearly as intuitive as Nero. But unfortunately, if I'm going to keep having problems with Nero and with this BS, then I've got to find a new video thing. But I have a Nero subscription that's good through next May, and I'm not happy. In fact, I deleted it off 2 computers and reinstalled it, and I'm still getting the same problem. And that should have opened up firewall questions if the firewall was the issue, but it's just nuts. Dicey Roy Eltham is here. Nice to have you. So that's one of my rants today. That's one of my rants. And the rest of that. But, so yeah, we do have the Nero. I could even add it into this one. Let me see if that's the one I want to add. Bingo. Okay. You're getting a view. Well, I don't want to put it on the trains if I'm going to start running the trains. Now what I have to do is one thing. Yeah, rotate counterclockwise. Bam. So yeah, that is, there we go, up there. So that is the new, that's the new good news. I got the GoPro, and we'll do it. Right now I've been debating where to put it just for some fun. Maybe right here. Let's try this. There we go. That might let me move it to the front so it's not getting the edge of that car. Okay, but anyhow, so let's run some trains. I think everybody's good. I did a 5-minute test run instead of my usual 10, but and let's get to the main camera so you can see everybody who's running today. What we got happening today is we are running the Austrian Railjet. So you'll see him. He's on lane 1, the outermost loop. We are running the Alex train on one of the outer loops today. And the reason the Alex is on lane 2 today is he's the best one to push the camera if I choose to go that way. He's one of the stronger, he handles the weight better. The Railjet would handle it, but I didn't want it on the outside. So I've got Alex on lane 2 today. And then the ICE 3, which is coming around above me right now, is on lane 3 for a change. Usually it's lane 2, but it's on lane 3. And then over on the 11 lane, well, you can see the I was going by. I've got my Czech EC, which just went past, pulled by the Beethoven locomotive. And then coming at you in the picture are both Railjets, including the Czech Railjet in blue. And then I am running way in the background, instead of one of my diesel units again, I am running a Class 143 locomotive. Hi, Michael McCarville, how are you? Hey, Mark. Okay, you've got the in-laws over. Well, I appreciate that. Hello to your in-laws. Hey, mom and dad-in-law, this is some crazy American I watch on YouTube now and then. So, now that I'm kind of done babbling, how is everyone doing today, if I haven't asked already? I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss saying hi to anybody else. I've just been, like 2 weeks in a row now, I have been rushing through everything and just feeling pinned. But yes, I do have. I should change it. But yeah, that is the GoPro. I can put the GoPro. The GoPro is broadcasting wireless. That's what's so cool about it. The GoPro is broadcasting wirelessly. So I think it's really cool. Hey, James Gibson, welcome in. We got to knight you. I now declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table. And Ian is here. Nice to have you, Mr. King Junction. Ian King is here. But yeah, let me see if I go to the Nexi Solo again. It is so, I've got way too many cameras in different formats here. I don't know. Maybe if I move this to the other side, you still can't see where it is. It's over back here. But yeah, the GoPro, I did get the GoPro Hero 9. I got it for a nice price, about half of what it usually retails for. They've had them on sale, which probably means there's a new GoPro coming out. They've already got the GoPro Max, and I assume there'll be a GoPro Max 2 or GoPro Hero 10 within the next few months. Oh, your daughter's birthday and your eldest granddaughter's birthday. We understand that. The first week of July is my second daughter's birthday, my son's birthday, and then a week later is his girlfriend's birthday. His fiancée now. I said girlfriend. It's a fiancée now. And then October we have two big birthdays in the family. May we have a lot of birthdays. Between Joyce's birthday, both her brother's birthdays, and some other people we know in May. And December now, I have my birthday on the 19th, and my grandson's is December 20th, and then of course Christmas. So we got a couple of months that are crazy. But yeah, so let's get, I'm just showing off the GoPro camera. I'm debating whether I'll turn it off, because it says in this mode it lasts about an hour and a half. I just could not decide. Joyce and I did some testing with it yesterday, and it was bumping one of the canopies on the station, and I didn't get a chance to test it on lane 2, which would be actually, yeah, lane 2, where it would be free from it would not bump the canopy as much. But so that will have to wait. So let's go scene 3, and you can see everybody chugging along. Dwight is here. Hey, Dwight Curley, how are you, sir? But yeah, it was very, very frustrating with trying to make a video this week. I'll talk more about the song and some of the issues when I play it in about 20 minutes. But we do have a new song today, and again, it is a big rush job. But Joyce has already been going back to work. We're not officially at work yet, but she needs a week or two to get her classroom ready. And we're going to be gone most of next week. We're going to be gone Monday through Thursday. And then on the way home Thursday, we're going to stop and visit our friend Deb. She's the wife of my best friend Dean, who died in July. She just moved. They had already set up the process of moving before he died, and so she didn't want us to come up until she got settled in a new place. I mean, we went up for the funeral and things, but she wanted us to, before we came up, to just hang out. She wanted to get into the new place and get situated. So we're going to do that Thursday, come back late Thursday night, and then early Saturday morning, we have some insulation guys coming in, because they're going to do spray foam inside our walls around the exterior part of our house, the old part of the house. So that's going to be crazy. How thick is my tabletop? I have, technically it's 3/4 inch plywood. It is 5 sheet plywood, or is it 4? It's 4. But it's a 1/2 inch. And then I have a 1/2 inch of foam on top of that. so I see. Here's the thing: Joyce is in a new classroom this year. Joyce has been moved so many times in her career. Joyce has been a teacher for about 31 years, but she's going on her third classroom in the fifth year in this building, sixth year in this building. She's going on her third classroom already because they keep moving her. At her previous school, she had been in 2 different classrooms at least. The school before that, she had been in. She gets moved. I have been a teacher for 35 years, and I've been in 4 classrooms. The classroom I'm in, I've been in since 2008 or 9. And that's because the whole building moved. They tore down our old school and built a new one, and that's the only reason. It's hard to even call it a new room because, but yeah, I've been in that room for many years now. And ICP is flying, man. Let's slow him down just a bit. I have taught at, let's see, I've been at the current school. The current school I teach at, I've been at since 2002. I started the 2002-2003 school year. So this would be my 19th and last year there because I've already started all the paperwork. I am retiring. So it's weird. I mean, when I go into my classroom, it's already ready. My stuff is there. I know what my lesson plans are going to be, other than whatever I tweak as I get to know my students better. But the basics are there. I teach the same thing. Joyce is constantly, well, this year I'm teaching 4th grade and I'm teaching math and reading. This year I'm teaching 4th grade, but I'm teaching social studies and science. And this year I'm teaching 5th grade. And so she's always changing. So she has to go into a room and get the 4th grade stuff out, put the 5th grade stuff away. Or this year it's put all the 5th grade stuff away and get the 4th grade stuff out and get it all ready for her students. We go back in just over a week. We go back that Monday, not a week from next Monday. So the 16th, we go back. And then the kids come back the 18th. But, so I'm still debating just how I'm going to handle this year. You know, my brain is like, last year. And the best thing about my last year is I don't have to do any of the state government paperwork, all these extra things we have to do, all these extra evaluations we don't have to do. When we're retiring, we get to say, no, I'm not doing it. So I don't have to turn in all these papers and testing scores and all that. I don't have to do all that stuff. I don't have to do all this extra stuff this year. And so that'll be nice. It frees up a little bit of time. The only thing I still have to do is call TBT, and really we need to just get rid of those. Yeah, Joyce has taught 4th grade through 6th grade. She is up and down. I think she decided 5th grade is her favorite, and so she got moved to 4th grade this year. Randall, isn't the 14th a Sunday? No, the 14th would be a Saturday. Because we go back on Monday the 16th. Hey, Ewan is here. How are you, sir? It always takes it a second to log up here. Bing! There it is. But yeah, that is the GoPro. I did get the GoPro in. I just did not get set up to to run it as a cab view. So I'll have that hopefully set up for next week. Although next week's show is going to be rushed. So there's the ICE3, that beautiful sleek white with the red line. There's the Alex train going down lane 2. I call them lanes. Line 2. I guess maybe you call it a rail line. And coming up is the Railjet and the ICE3, which I don't think I've got him going that fast, but he is cruising around on that lane there. So my 2 favorite trains, let's go to station view, catch them coming through the station. Racing around in village view. Oops. There we go. Kind of like this view too. Hey, David Cook is here. Hello. Hello. Tim, who's going to look after the cats? My daughter Elizabeth still lives at home with us, so she'll be watching the cats when she's not at work. That's why we got 2 cats, so that they could kind of look after each other. But my daughter Elizabeth will be here now. Don't worry about Randall. I don't keep up with my days either, other than I know I'm going back. That's the only reason I know it's the day I go back. If it was your day going back, you'd know. There goes Beethoven staring at you. Yeah, he's got pretty good. The Joyce cam. I should rename this the Joyce cam because this is the camera that Joyce uses when she comes down. The gorgeous, gorgeous Railjet. Yeah, I really should slow him down just so. When he goes through, you can see him. You'll see everybody going up the back and coming down the back. That's kind of a cool view too, at least in my opinion. Just seeing the trains going up in the background. Keep flipping these cameras on just as nobody's there. There we go. Well, hi, Kyle Stevens. How are you, sir? And once again, Beethoven gives you a quick look as he goes around the corner. Well, we were up almost to 30 and then dropped. Oh well. Hey, man. Now, as you all know, I try to have some kind of a little theme, whether it's a color scheme or some meaning behind it. Today's theme is no double deckers. It's all single. No, all my double deckers are parked. So all the double deckers are parked, and I have all my non-German trains out, except for one which can't run on this layout. I have all my German company trains. I've got the Austrian Railjet, the Czech Railjet, the Czech Eurocity, and then the rest are still German, but private companies. I don't think I have, no, I do have one Regio, the red Regio, which you can see going below me right now. That is German commuter. So I have two of German federal trains. I have one high speed, that's the ICE, the white guy flying through with the red stripes, and then the red guy in the background. Hey, Tom Couples is here. Nice. Good to have you, Tom. So I am tempted to try it, but I'm scared to try it. You understand that? I'm tempted to try it, but scared. So I'll think about it. If you've just come in, I've been babbling about it most of the way. Bing, don't worry. There it comes. It just, for some reason, it takes a second to load it up. I got the GoPro. Gonna make y'all sick here. I'll do the next thing. So yeah, I got the GoPro Hero 9. And I just did not get a chance to fully test run it and do it as a cab view, but it is completely Wi-Fi. There's a couple of steps you have to go through to get it to do Wi-Fi into OBS. If I just want to use the GoPro by itself and live stream, that's easy. I can do it with my phone or with the GoPro with the little mini touchscreen, but with these big fingers, mini touchscreen doesn't work for me. So we got the GoPro. I just debating on what to do. I think I'd rather test drive it. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a short, that's probably the best solution, is tomorrow I'll do a short live stream when nobody's on and just do a cab view live stream. But that's one of the things. This also, you know, you can stick on your hat or your head or even on your chest and make a little belt that goes with it. And Joyce and I want to use this like when we go whitewater rafting, or when we're in Germany, there's this roller coaster that you go down the side of a mountain, which we love, and would love to videotape it and even live stream it, because, well, I'm sadly pathetic that way. So we got it. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. I think I made a decision. I'm not going to try to cab ride it today without testing it properly. So I think I'll be happier with that decision. But yeah, so maybe look for that depending on what I'm doing tomorrow. Because before I leave town, I actually have to get my house ready for the insulation people. We have to move some things. They're going to drill holes. Now, back in the day when I kind of worked with insulation guys that did spray foaming, they used to drill two holes. They drill one above, one below, and they had to pump it halfway in from the top and then halfway in from the bottom. The new guys say they make fewer holes, but they're bigger. So they're going to put a whole bunch of holes through my house that I have to then go through and patch. I'm not looking forward to that. And I'm going to have to work on that over weekends, you know, patch all these holes they're going to drill. And at least two of the rooms have stucco. You know, it's drywall, but then they did a stucco type of paint over it. And so it's very difficult to repair stucco, but my mom and dad taught me a couple of tricks, which I can usually hide stucco, but they're going to be making something like 60, 70 holes in my house that I have to patch. Well, I mean, between what I I mean, if you go online, you can see what a GoPro costs. To me, it's expensive. To some people, it's a drop. To me, it was expensive. But since, once again, my ICE4 is not to be seen, I used some of that money and bought this, and hopefully we'll restock the money. I used some of my ICE4 money to buy this. But it's very cool. But I did not want to try to do it live and have the risk of it banging, get knocked over. And my trains, most of them do cost a pretty penny. These aren't Hornby $89 locos or Bachmann 105-pound locos. The cheapest loco I have is, let's go to that camera. This one? Nope, not that one. The other one, that one. That guy right there, that red guy, that is my cheapest locomotive, and he cost the equivalent of 120 pounds or 120 euros. And then I had a high-grade sound chip put in him. So he was about, let's just say, 150 bucks plus a chip. So that guy there, that is my cheapest locomotive. That is my cheapest guy. My most expensive locomotive, not train, but my most expensive locomotive is this Brava, which when Joyce bought it retailed for the equivalent of about 450 American dollars, 460 American dollars. I don't run it anymore. It's in mint shape, but it's just like one I have, except Joyce bought this one first, but the one I have is the specific one that pulled the train Joyce and I rode on, and it mentions my city of Delmenhorst in its sound functions. You know, in German, nächste Halt, Delmenhorst. And so we got that Märklin one, and so this Brava one sits unused. I took it out about 6 months ago, cleaned it and oiled it because it's been sitting in the box for, well, since 2019. So, yeah. All right. It is 4:15, so I'm going to pause everything and play today's parody song. I did something I don't like to do. This is a rush job. And worse, I wanted to set up my layout and some things specifically for this. And there's no reason I couldn't wait till next Friday to do it. And maybe if I get my Nero sorted out, I will make a new video and maybe still do something with it as a special. In terms of music, this is one of the ones Joyce and I have been fighting with forever, trying to find the right music at the right tempo that felt like the song. It's also, of all the songs we've ever done, outside of maybe the Beatles' Paperback Writer, and I would say it's probably harder to do vocally than Paperback Writer. And then, of course, anything Freddie Mercury did. And I did Bohemian Rhapsody. Joy sings this, so don't panic. But this was a song that was even difficult for her to sing. And we did a few takes. The song we're going to do is a very layered song. Not only are the voices double tracked, but there's 5 layers of voices in it. We did 3, the main vocal, and then just did 2-part harmonies instead of the 4-part harmonies that you find in the actual version. The kid who arranged this, and he was 19 years old, 18 years old when he arranged this. This is a song by a group called the Cowsills, or it's maybe their most famous song, although they also did probably the definitive version of the song Hair. I still think it's the best version of Hair, the Cowsills version. The Cowsills, if you don't know, you have to be of an age, but there's a TV show in the 70s called The Partridge Family. The Partridge Family was based on the Cowsills. The Cowsills were originally 3 brothers, and then a 4th joined, and then their manager said, get your mom in and get your little sister in, and we can sell you as this cool family act, and you'll make. And you know, they wanted to be Rolling Stones and the Beatles, and they got turned into a bubblegum pop band, which they resented. And their father was in charge. Their stories have now come out, and they finally have admitted it, that their father was an extremely alcoholic, abusive father. Their mother was an alcoholic, and at least 3 of the sons are now dead, but the rest still perform at fairs and some of the old 60s shows. But the lead songwriter and the original lead singer died with another brother back in 2004. They died within 4 months of each other. I believe it was it Bob Cowsill, or Bill was the original. There's Bill and Bob. But anyhow, their most famous song is often called the Flower Girl song, and but its actual title is The Rain, the Park, and Other Things. You'll recognize it once it goes, but this was probably the toughest to get the vocals down and the toughest to find music to. We finally found something we could work with, and we spent a lot of time this week, but again, I'm not saying this ahead of time to get people to say, oh, no, it was great. I'm just warning, this is probably not our best video, and I think Joyce did a great job. It's just, it's not the amazing vocal harmonies that Bill Cowsill, maybe it was Bill, produced. It's a very difficult song to sing, and to sing all the parts to it. So anyhow, I've babbled enough. I've scared you off. Some people have left. So you guys, here is our latest parody song. With that stupid power director thing on there, because I'm using their...
I saw it sitting in the shop. It was shiny and new. It didn't cost that much. It sat there and called to me. And I knew happy. It could make me stay living here. Steamers everywhere. I love steam locals. I don't know what's wrong. These steamers catch my eye. I love my steam locals. It needs to run about up here on my land. On my land. And I have to buy some at least 2 or 3, or even more. I took my train and went to my loft to play. And I knew happy. It would make me steaming in the air. Steamers everywhere. I love my steam locals. So how did I survive without an ice pipe? I love my steam locals. I hear its whistle blow, and it's ready to go. Suddenly I had a thought. This can't be good. What if I build another shelf? You must be there. And then I could run a bunch more locals up here. And I knew this would make me happy. This would make me swing in the air. Steamers everywhere. I love steam
So there it is. That was dedicated to Kieran J94 here in the chat, because Kieran has been very helpful trying to educate me on steam trains when I was doing the Matt Clark, and just since I've known Kieran the last year and a half on the internet, I know there's a lot of steam train fans out there, and that's why this song's not about Kieran. We just, when we first, actually Kieran kind of inspired it as well. We were talking to Kieran in one of Chris's chats last year, and he was talking about his love for steam locos, and he typed in, just I love steam locos, and I started going, I love steam locos, and that started it. It was the cow sills, and I immediately went home and started writing it, or went home, I was at home, but I started writing it, and it probably took me a few days to actually hammer out the lyrics. But we wanted to run some steamers today. I just did not have a chance to put the steamers in because I didn't think I'd get it done. I'm not impressed with Power Director, at least their free trial form. As I was watching it as I'm watching it play on my OBS, it looks good. As I'm watching the UBS, or the YouTube, as I'm watching the YouTube playback, the audio sounded good, but the video was choppy. So on OBS, it was playing fine. So I don't know if something spiked that or not. Burning up a lot of the CPU today. Hey, Vinny, welcome in. So yeah, I saw the video getting choppy, but at least the audio was sounding good. The video was like, but again, the actual video file was playing fine on the computer before I went live, and was playing on my OBS just fine. So something between OBS and YouTube made it choppy, but I think the audio was there. But again, it was just our latest parody, and it's not in any way, stretch, or form. I just grabbed two different YouTube videos real fast because I was experimenting with this Power Director. Not impressed with it. I prefer my Nero. Unfortunately, I can't use my Nero right now. It's not the ha-ha funny like Anfield Road or Digital Killed the Analog Guy. It's just kind of wistful, silly one. They can't all be belly burners. Now again, I don't know who knows what, so I'll just put this out there. If there is somebody's video, whether it's a live stream, if it's on Facebook, YouTube, I think anything on Twitch, outside of protected that like it's a YouTube. This stuff won't work on Netflix or anything like that, but any public video on YouTube, Facebook, or any social media platform, there is a free download, and it's safe, people. It's called Clip Grab. It's called Clip Grab. I just put it down there. I didn't put the link. I guess I could look up the link real fast. But Clip Grab is free. Although the guy who made it, does say, hey, donate to me if you use this. But it is a free download. I've been using Clip Grab for 5 years. Never a problem. No viruses on my computer, nothing like that. But Clip Grab all you got to do is copy the URL, the address of the video, or copy the link on Facebook. You know, if somebody posts a video, you can right click and it'll say copy link, and you post it in clip grab, and then it will grab that video. It will download it for you, and then you can tell it where. And there's all kinds of settings that you can go and monkey with however you want. But for example, Lee, if you still are happy with the Anfield Road song and you want your own copy of it, I can't send you the file. It's too big. Unless I turned around and tried to compress it real heavy. And I don't remember the last time I compressed a file. But you can use clip grab, and just on my YouTube page where it's just the video, just copy and paste the URL, just copy it, put it into clip grab, and in 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you'll have a MP4 copy, or you can change it to what format you want, to Windows Media File, AVI file, whatever you want to change it to, but the standard is an MP4, but you'll get it as an MP4 digital file, and you'll have your song. And then if you go into any video software, you can always edit out the image and just have the music. Oh, you did get the song. Okay, good. Well, I appreciate that, Vinny. That was the actual song is very, very difficult to sing. I think Joyce does a great job. I think Joyce has a good voice. But just because you have a good voice doesn't mean you can sing any song or every song. There's still songs that are in keys that are just hard or impossible for people to reach. You know, I have a horrible voice, and a lot of people will say you're tone deaf. I'm not tone deaf. I'm just very, very flat with a very voice. It's a curse the universe put on me. I love to sing, and the universe gave me the crappiest voice it could find. That's one of those cruel jokes of Cthulhu or the dark gods. We're going to make this guy, and we're going to put in him the deepest desire to sing, and then we're going to give him the worst voice imaginable. Outside of Tiny Tim. But even Tiny Tim could hit a key. And if you don't know who Tiny Tim is, Google him. Not Tiny Tim. Yeah, Tiny Tim. The singer, not the character from Dickens. So I will double check the video when I upload it, because sometimes YouTube just doesn't like things, and well. So if there's any particular camera angle you like, you can request whatever you want. I've just been, I tend to share whatever's going on this week. Joyce has had to run over and help her rescue her brother a couple of times this week. Anybody here that's new, my wife Joyce has an older brother. He's about 7 years, 8 years. No, I think he's 10 years older than her. 8 years older? I forget. He's a bit older. There's several siblings in between. Anyhow, he has ALS. He is dying from ALS, and he lives a couple of miles away from us, so we are usually the first call if something happens where he falls or he can't get up. Plus Joyce has days where she goes over there, and Joyce of course is very worried because when she goes back to work she can't be on call for him, and but he's had some emergencies that we've had to run over and help with this week. And just fighting with a few technical issues, and also it's the end of the summer. We hadn't done anything, and Joyce and I were stressing, and we did decide to go somewhere. We're going to go canoeing and tubing and horseback riding about 3 hours north of here in this little town called Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We're just going to stay at a hotel up there, and we've got a nice little jacuzzi room. We splurged a bit, but we just need to go somewhere. And we've been scared to go anywhere. And again, I don't want to turn that into the political talk. It's just hard to go out in public and deal with some people that are just being idiots. And we've been a little nervous going out in public. But and we were, I don't know if arguing is the right word, but she had some suggestions of things she wanted to do, and I kept saying no. I would like to do that, but I don't want to go there. What if we do this? One of the things we both agreed on is we thought, you know what? Let's go spend a few days in Niagara Falls, but the Canadian border's closed, and it's faster for us to go up to Detroit and turn right and go across Canada that way than it is to go the American way. But you can only go to the American side, and the American side is not, there's some cool stuff on the American side, but the American side is not the best view of Niagara Falls. Now, we've been to Niagara Falls many, many times, but it's a place we always love to go, but that's not going to happen, so no Niagara Falls. And we wanted to go kayaking a lot more this summer. We've only gone kayaking twice. We got a couple of decent kayaks, and we wanted to go kayaking, but my son has had to borrow our truck. His car, actually, his fiancée now lives about 2.5 hours south of here. Her car died, so he loaned her his car, and he borrowed our car, our truck. And now that he's got his car back, it had to go into the shop for some things to be repaired. So he still got our truck. So we haven't had our truck to go anywhere and go. So we've only gone kayaking twice, and normally we would have gone 4 or 5 times each month. At least once a week. So, and we're not talking the big fancy Olympic kayaks. These are just hard plastic. I won't call them cheap. There are cheaper ones we could have bought, but they're called sit-upon kayaks, not fisherman kayaks, which are different. These are called sit-upons, and we've got several places. We live on a river. We don't live on the river, but it's a 3-minute drive to load our kayaks up on our truck and drive them to one of the access, or a 10-minute drive further down, or a half an hour drive even further down, all different access points to get on the river and just spend a couple of hours paddling on the river. Hey Ray, how are you? Yeah, and the thing is, I think Joyce was a little, Joyce, when my son came to dinner, not last Sunday, the previous Sunday, she was like, when are we getting our car back? And he's like, well, I can, if there's a day, I can bring it, but I just need to ride back home, blah, blah, blah. Joyce was a little consternated, and I'm just like, son, you need it, keep it. But yeah, Joyce and I were kind of grumbling at each other over what to do, and we finally came up with a plan we both liked, and so we're going to be gone Monday through Thursday next week. It's only 4 days, but right before going back to work, maybe it'll be a great thing. But no, I still have not gotten back under the table to work on the power car, other than I moved some things over to work on that side. But the problem is I have to have a set of helping hands when I'm doing some things, and Joyce has not been available. So I got done what I could do alone, but there are some things I need helping hands with. Oh, you're going sea kayaking in Maine. I don't think our kayaks are rated for the sea. They are rated for lakes and rivers. Oh, you're getting ready to do bowling. Yeah, that's right. It's that time. Ray, for me, this part of the year was always hard. Baseball and softball season for me, when I played, was over. When I bowled, that was cool, bowling season. But going back to work, it's bowling, going back to work, and all my friends know, and most of my colleagues know, I'm retiring. Several students kind of have followed me over the years and know I keep doing a countdown. But most of my students coming in this year do not know I'm retiring. And it's been a debate, should I tell them or not? And most people say, nah, don't tell your students. But I don't know. I mean, I've been teaching for 35 years. It's been a long time. And my first day seemed like yesterday. So I sit here. Joyce and I have been married 34 and a half years. 34 years, 2 months. It just seems like 34 and a half. Just feels so long. When you look back, time's always going fast, but I know years always feel, school years, work years for me, always feel long, especially at the beginning. It takes forever to get to the holidays. And then after that, it seems to go by kind of quick, because by that time you're getting all the state evaluations in and all the city evaluations in, and all the pre-graduation stuff is getting ready, and final end of year reviews and packing up for the... So that makes it go faster. But this year being my last year, I have no idea what it's going to feel like. I know most of my colleagues that retired ahead of me, friends that retired ahead of me, they all talked about, man, the year went by fast. It was my best year because I just didn't care. And I'm like, I don't know if I could say I don't care. I mean, some stuff I'll say I won't care about, Hey, the principal's upset. So what? As long as I don't do something stupid and get in trouble, like drop a few inappropriate words in class a couple of times and get recorded doing it. Oops, I got in trouble for that one. I've only had 2 bad things happen in my 35 years of teaching, and they both happened within the last 5, 6 years. Well, maybe 10 years, now that I think about it. The one seems like yesterday. 3 years ago, I got recorded dropping some language that was deemed inappropriate. I was doing a funny routine about the origin of words in my German class and blah, 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 and dropped a few inappropriate terms, and some kid recorded because I had dropped a couple of words the day before. So their mother's like, record him, we're going to get him, So I got busted doing that. And got in serious trouble for that. And then we have a neighbor that's a real asshole that lives. He's not next door to us, thank goodness. He's actually on a side road out our front door. But he, long time ago, you know, this is 20 years ago, my daughter, my oldest daughter, Lynn, and a girl that lived next door to this guy were best friends, and they had a pool. And the mother would invite us to go swimming. Joyce and the mom would wear swimsuits, bikinis, whatever, and they were very nice looking women. And this guy used to ogle, and his boys would occasionally come and play with our daughter. And they were talking one time, and the boys were like, my dad likes it when your moms go swimming. He likes to stand there with his binoculars, and he gets mad when the other girl's mom, he gets mad when she wears that ugly white swimsuit and wants her to wear that black bikini more. I was like, oh, he's one of those, is he? Pervin on my wife and the other woman. And he had some things to say. And then he found other things. And like whenever my daughters or, you know, because the woman's name, well, I won't give names. Doesn't matter. It's not like she's watching. But the other mother finally went over and confronted him like, dude, your sons are letting us know what you're doing up there and that you were videotaping us and all this stuff. That's just sick. And she went at him. So every time my wife or Delee would go for a walk past his house, he would sit inside his living room and yell really nasty things. Well, I wound up teaching his son. And he used me teaching his son as an excuse to go after me. And I was, we were talking about Nazism in Germany and some things, and he decided he didn't like me knocking Hitler, and made up a whole bunch of stuff that I called his son a derogatory name and all these things. Even his son said he didn't do it, but that I didn't do these things. But yeah, that was ugly. Did my chat freeze or did I just lose everybody? But yeah, that was, but I got in trouble for that, you know. They threatened lawsuit and everything else. I was totally innocent, but the school board just was going to side with this crazy guy just to avoid the lawsuit. So I got written up, and they took the kid out of my class. But, so I've been in trouble twice in 35 years. But it's just, that's when I retire from public education. I will not miss the bureaucrats. I will not miss most of the parents. There's a lot of parents I do like, and most of the parents and the vast majority of my students like me. But yeah, I'm a mixture of old school and irreverent. I do things in my classroom that some very ultra uptight parents may not consider appropriate. I tell stories, I talk about where words come from and sign hand gestures and stuff like that, and some people get offended by that. Or they don't like me talking the political system in Germany and talking about how it relates to the American political system. They just find things to be upset about. So stuff like that I won't miss. Was the neighbor arrested? No. You can't prove it. You can't prove he's videotaped you other than the kid said he was filming you and taking pictures. So yeah, he's just a real scumbag. He still lives over there. He's a real psychopath. He's got a wife and his kids, but yeah, nobody in the neighborhood likes him. But he's a real nut job. All right, Somerset Andy, take care. Thank you. I don't know if it's been a great stream. I don't think I'm doing much to entertain you, just telling you stupid stories again. But one of the things, again, what I wanted to do was do a cab view with the. I wanted to do a cab view with the GoPro, but I didn't get a chance to test it properly, make sure it would stay balanced. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow and do a quick stream and just see if cab view looks cool on the stream. But it is cool to have a camera I can move anywhere and without wires. And it takes a little bit of work to run it through OBS. You have to it goes straight to YouTube, but to run it through OBS, you have to set up a proxy client, and then you have to use, I'm using VLC as the video interpreter that then OBS reads the VLC. So you get between it, you know, it goes, the video goes from the camera to my phone to the computer to VLC. It goes through the proxy Mona server, the proxy server Mona server as an RTMP, and then VLC interprets that and converts it back to video, and then OBS reads it. So you get about a 4-second delay from the image that is being recorded from the GoPro to the time it shows up on OBS. I'm not worried about it anymore. Joyce has told him where to stick it a few times, and he won't mess with me because he yelled at me out the door, you know, from his living room, and I stood on the sidewalk because Joyce and I were going for a walk, and I stood on the sidewalk when he yelled some crap, and I yelled some crap right back in his house and said, "Dude, I'm off clock right now. If you got something to say to me, come out here and say it and act like a man instead of sniveling little coward hiding behind a glass door and then calling my bosses at work and saying," you know, I said, "You're the one who brought a neighborhood dispute into my classroom through your son. And you had to lie to do it." But yeah, just, you can't get along with all your neighbors. My neighbors on both sides of my house are both police. I have a younger policeman with his young family on that side, and then Sherry has been a cop for 25, 30 years on that side. I think Sherry is a couple years older than me, but I don't think she's been police all that time. She could be. She was also married to a sheriff's deputy. He was a county deputy, and they split and then divorced within a year or 2 years of moving in next to us. Hey, Jean Ricard. The thing is, I would want to test it first. So I'm going to do that in a probably, that's the whole goal, is to put it on, but I got to pick the right car. I've got a couple of different choices, but I don't want to test it live stream. I actually was testing it last night on one lane, and it wasn't, because it's kind of wide, it was catching the corner of the canopies on my layout. On the Dumb and Horse station. So what I'm going to do is, we tried it on 2 tracks. I didn't get a chance to try it on the 3rd lane. So I want to try it on the 3rd lane because we already did a, we put it on this car like this, but you know, the car has a small bed in it, so this is not balanced very well on it. So I want to put something in the bed of the car that this will set flush on, and then I will blue tack it. I've been playing with blue tack during live streams the last couple of days. I have a stress ball that helps my nerves. I have stress balls, but I can't find it. So I've been playing with blue tack. That's a little bit to calm the shakes in the hand. I have actually found it actually does help. That just sitting here kneading the blue tack, the little balls of blue tack, actually helps calm my hand nerves down. But we would set it on just like this and go around. But I did have it up earlier, Jean. I did have it on the track, not while trains were running. But hey, Leslie, take care. So yeah, I will do that once I test it and make sure it's not going to bang into anything and it's not going to tip over and cause some of my very non-cheap trains to crash. If I go this way, it's too wide. So if I do it up like this, it works perfectly. If I do it this way, it's too wide. It'll bump the other cars. When you put it on the track. Yeah, let's go with the bigger screen. Oh, okay. It is when you put it wide. When you put it wide on the track, it will, if I put it this way, it'll fit under the platform, but it'll bump all the other trains as it's going past, because I have a couple of areas where the tracks get tight. So unfortunately, it doesn't run. I would love it to run that way, but there's a couple of areas where, because we did try it. We tried it this way first. It wasn't working. Then we turned it vertical, and it almost worked. And then we did one last test, but it was late last night when we were messing with it, and I just did not want to try to set it up one more time. I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. So this way, there's a couple of areas where it will bump other cars coming through. So, unfortunately, I've just got to test a few things and see what works best. In fact, I think on the Bremen side, let's do, where is it, the long view, yeah. On this side, I could probably do it on the little guy that's going around right now, but that's the side that really doesn't have much to look at. The Delmenhorst side would be a little cooler because you're going through the station, you see all the people. This has an empty side. So just look for me, and if we get it to work, I will actually have a live stream tomorrow, but also I'll do it on live stream next week. So read Randall's comment. Yeah, and Randall, it is my fault because I didn't place these tracks prototype away from each other. There are some areas where, actually you can see right here, where going around the curves, you can see where it gets tight. You can see where it gets tight, and the cars don't bump, but this is wider than the cars by a bit. If I, if you look at the car and see how wide this is over a car, that's a pretty good gap, or pretty good width. Because we tried. We did try, but it was okay in most places, but we had a couple of areas where it wasn't okay. So that's why I got this guy, but you can't Wi-Fi with this guy. I can record with this guy, so I have had cab views, but the whole goal is that this one will let me do a live feed of the cab ride. Again, Jean, we did that. I've got three different gondolas that have different setups, and unfortunately, there's something along the route on the 3 outer loops, which are the ones that go through the station. There's something it bumps into, either another train coming or one of the platforms, what have you. We've tried raising it, lowering it. We worked on this I worked on it for about 3 hours yesterday. Putting it in different places, trying different locomotives to push it. And there was just something, it bumps because things are tighter than they should be. And I did that on purpose. That's on me, unfortunately. So, like I said, just give me more time to experiment and see if I can find a way it works. But I'm not going to do it live and risk damaging the camera or damaging the trains. Oh, I could put it on top of a train, but then you're getting a sky view and not the cab view. So, again, the issue's not the flatbed, what I put it on. This one is the best one because it's the most stable. I have a smaller, deeper car like this that I've used, but it's even deeper. But this is a 2-axle and it doesn't like the weight of the camera. And then I have a third one that I put back over there because it's a lightweight flatbed, but it's really nice because it goes down a bit. It's got a really deep well to it, and it sits perfectly flat on it. But this way, it bumps into as it's passing trains, it bumps one way or the other. You know, if you shift it one way, it's going to hit the train that way. If you shift it more the other, it's going to hit the train on the other side. Now, if I parked all my trains and just ran one train, it's not an issue. Now, if we put it this way, it gets around, except it catches the corner of the Dumb and Horse platform roofs, canopies. It bumps on them. And so we're trying to find a way to work it out. We'll sort it out. Give us time, guys. I only got it late Wednesday and didn't start messing with it till yesterday. I have to rebuild the whole layout? No. Not rebuilding the whole layout. I'll figure out a way to do a cab view with this. You just got to give me some more time to work on it. I don't even want to demonstrate how it bumps, but, well, let's see. Let's turn that one down. Let me mess with this for a second. I gotta set up a couple of things. It'll take me a few minutes here, so stay with me. Hate it when you do that. Okay. There we go. Continue. Go live. And then make sure it's reading this as a client. Yep. Now I have to open this. Slay. Network. Slay. Bingo. So, might be more fun if I did it that way. Now that is obviously that view. Now in this particular part of the track, sorry about that, guys. I forgot this one. I hadn't added the microphone in yet, but you should be hearing me now. All right, we're going to try this because you guilted me into it. Last time you did it, you cost me a fortune in steam trains.
think you're saying stillness, though.
Yep, there we go. Knock, knock, knock. See, right there, you can see it gets bumped.
Okay, are they hearing you?
They should be hearing me now.
Oh my god, what did I just do?
I don't know. What did you just do?
I was trying to take it in, and I just erased the whole thing.
Okay.
This is a
Hang on.
tool.
I got to do this. So let me go to this one. So, okay. So now you saw. It's just not wide enough. It bumps the cars. So this is my first try doing it upright like this.
Is it moving? This is just sideways.
Yeah, right now it's not moving because I got the engine, both the motor shut off so I can adjust it. But I want to see if this gets through the station.
Sound is not good. Well, good, I'm glad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here. Have a microphone.
Yeah, I thought I'd yell. Say hi, everybody. Yep, he's working on it. We got it to work yesterday, so.
Well, the thing is, we keep finding places where it bumps.
Yes, it is.
So I'm getting ready to hit stop here. That's making it through.
Okay.
Making it through.
Oh, should I run interference? Well, no, that's wider there. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The problem is when it starts going down the ramp, is the camera going to tip over?
Yeah. Oh, good, Jackie. I'm glad you like the song. Just super busy week. Super busy. I have to get my classroom all set up again. I changed rooms, so at the end of the year I just threw everything in there. So now I've got to get it where I want, hang everything back up on the wall, and make it appropriate for fourth graders. I'm not done.
Now, if I had a little more time, yes, I would have tried to put it on the front of the car
Yeah, it'll look better in the front, but it's
where you're not seeing the red wagon in the way.
right. Whatever, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, Joseph says it's pretty cool. Flatter, Chris. To be honest, I haven't heard the song put together. I'm sure Anthony told you he was struggling with his
Oh.
Nero.
Oh crap.
Oh.
It caught one of the platform roofs over there. Those are narrower, so how did it catch those?
Okay.
Fortunately, I stopped everything before it caught it.
Yes. So Anthony put it together today. I have not heard it put together.
So, yeah, we'll just move those out of the way. The other ones are fine, but these two guys.
Okay. You can put that on one of your disaster videos.
No.
It's a cool view. Thunk, thunk. One away and one onto the track.
Thank goodness for the emergency stop.
For sure.
See, this is why I like to test it before going live, kids.
Well,
You guys
did.
may like it that I had a boo-boo, but that's a very expensive railjet I don't need destroyed.
Oh, for sure. And an expensive camera y'all talked me into getting them. I got another one. Oh, look, it's still on sale. I said, just buy the damn thing.
Apparently the nasty neighbor was arrested. I don't know about that.
Oh,
No.
yeah. I don't
No,
even-
we were talking about the jerk up on Brookford. You know, the one that got me in trouble at work? The one that used to ogle you and take pictures of you and delete? Oops, I said her name.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, you know, the one that, tell
yeah.
her to wear the white bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
arrested?
what's her name? No, well, they're making comments about it. I don't know how they would know because they don't know who it is.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Now he's a jerk. Good, okay, so they're appreciating it, and that makes me feel slightly better. Slightly.
you know, he used to ogle you and Dali all the time when you guys would go
I know,
swimming.
yeah.
And well, the kid would say Dad was taking pictures and everything because you cussed. Dali went after him, and then you cussed him out the one time.
Because he really pissed me off. A plushie, a book, or a framed poster.
So I don't know. I don't know if I can add this. Oh wow! Holy cow!
Wow.
Adding this camera jumps CPU usage 30%.
Okay.
Adding this camera jumps CPU usage. My computer was doing about 30%. Well, no, 40% because it was doing about 30 to 34. Now it's doing 70 to 74%. Wow, that's a hog and a half.
Well, Sean, you are true. It is the train that's most important. But I just as soon he didn't roll the new camera either. Oh, yeah. I'd never hear the end of it if something happened to that train. He'd be crying for weeks.
On the angle here, it was already too late. The rail jet's coming around, the camera's coming around that corner. It looked like the rail jet was coming right, or the ICE-3 looked like it was coming right at. And I jumped, and I went, oh no, and I'm about to hit the stop.
Oh, it's all good.
I was about to slam the emergency stop, and I literally jumped out of my chair.
Because we were working on it on the third rail yesterday, and it was hitting the Delmenhorst. So we were trying to problem solve that. It needs a counterweight on it.
No, what I'm really going to do is mess with them now. Will it fit? See, I got to wait to see if it comes in. Now I'm going to have to catch it.
We all live in a yellow submarine.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yellow submarine, yellow submarine.
All right, so proof in the pudding. I did it horizontal and it crashed. Well, let's go to a regular camera here. Sorry about that, guys. Don't mind me. I just grabbed it and decided that was enough. It's starting to run out. It's at 0% power.
Oh, wow, you killed him.
Well, I had it 2-hour stream, and I had it on before the stream started.
Right.
So yeah, it needs charged up now.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that $400 shot.
Not a $400 shot.
It was close.
No, it wasn't.
With
It was
the
a $300 shot. $50 subscription to their stupid online
and the
service.
$329 that made it
Yeah, it was
$400.
The camera was $299. All the other crap they added on.
Even if the camera was $249.
the whole
Lie
thing-
to me about that?
No, I told you it would be $349. It was actually marked down to $299. They actually took more off of it, but then they turned around and charged me for the subscription that I'm supposed to get for free. So I have to contact them and tell them to take that $50 extra charge off because you're charging me for something you're supposed to give me for free.
I'm so confused.
You should be. See, I turned that camera off and my CPU usage, well, depending on what camera, this, because this is the most cameras,
Right.
that runs at about 34 to 37 percent on my CPU. When I go to a different camera like the Nexi View, it'll go down a little bit,
Okay.
depending on which camera view I'm using. But with that camera, just that one camera, that was a 70% view.
Bye, David.
David Cook's leaving. Bye, David. Thanks for stopping in again. So there's, I've got to turn this off and this off.
Yeah, Lenny's listening in.
Lenny's listening in.
Yes.
Hi, Kieran. Hi, Lynn.
It so confuses him to see Opa on the TV or the computer and not there.
It takes the stream to a whole new level.
Pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it takes it from stupid to stupid with a minute of cool. Takes it to a whole new level. Inept to kind of inept.
Well, it's what, the 10th camera?
10 cameras now.
10 cameras now.
10 cameras now.
Y'all better hit that like button for that big thing.
Yeah, well, we're up to 25 and we only got 19 watching.
Oh yeah, but some of them.
We had 29 at one point.
Some of them.
Then I lost them all.
Liked and left. I think.
Yes, well, I would hope so.
I would hope so too.
Oh, you did turn your camera around, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, so you're all good.
Mostly.
It's Will, damn it.
Yeah. See, it's up in the top. I don't have to wiggle.
You almost did it again.
No, I just leaned.
You leaned a bit.
So.
You're a tease.
Conrail says read his comment about the police involvement.
Right.
Yeah. See, I don't understand it, but it's alright. I came in late.
See, I don't know where that's coming in.
Thanks, Tom.
I'm reading the comment, I'm just not getting it. Unless you know me somehow that I don't know.
That guy's such a jerk. Last we saw, he was not in the summer.
It's scary that you would know who we're talking about.
If we got Alex Mueller.
And I can tell you a night at the round
Okay,
boy
he's
table.
got knighted.
Welcome in, Alex. You could
Got
post a link to any
Nintendo
channel
Switch
you
allow
have.
people to race around the tracks like this remotely, huh? AJ has a Switch.
Yeah, I'm seeing it all. I'm not understanding it. I'm reading it. I've seen the comments. I'm just not understanding how
What are you
it
talking
relates
about?
to,
Yeah.
unless one of you guys actually knows exactly whom I'm talking about, in which case I'm in trouble.
Yeah, really.
Actually, not that much. I think the gag order has long since expired. Because seriously, to be honest, he's about my age, and I'm 57. If I ever saw him on the sidewalk, it would take a lot of restraint for me to not say something to him. But I do just ignore him. If we got Nintendo Switches and allowed people to race around tracks like this remotely, I don't think you could use Nintendo Switch with the system. You'd have to type.
Oh, I don't know. My son
Yeah,
has one.
no, you can't.
Never in trouble.
Because I used the Maryland Central Station 3, and you'd have to be on my Wi-Fi. Because yes, you can control it. Like here's my phone. There we go. So here, let me go with the Mexico view again. So yeah, I can run my trains on my phone. This is this is currently showing the guide. Let me get the ICE on here. Well, no, let's put Alex on there because it was right there. And I can control my turnouts, the ones that are lit up or ones that are actually on. But no, I'm not going to change turnouts right now because that would lead to a train crash. That would be fatal. That would be tragic.
He really would.
But the ones that actually have colors on them are ones that are actually installed on my layout.
Okay, is there such a thing as a good bowl in a china shop? Asking for a friend. That's kind of cool. Spinning it like that.
Oh, what? What I was just doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're spinning them.
Who else am I running? I got the Alex on there. I could do the real good.
Just if my sister was coming.
But so yeah, I can control up to. I can control
Nice to meet
all
you.
the trains from here, but I can control 4 where I've got all their functions and everything on. So I mean, but you'd have to be on my Wi-Fi to do it. But my friend Steve used to come down, and he'd grab his tablet and start controlling my trains. And I was like, "Wait, what's going on?" And he'd be giggling because he had his tablet and had taken over one of my trains. Like, "Oh, why'd that train stop?" And then Steve's got his tablet going because I made it stop.
Yeah. Don't mess with my trains, man.
Well, it just surprised me. That's all.
For sure.
But yeah, I
Something
can.
you
So
should
I
be
can use
asking
it on
for.
tablet. I've got it on phone. So literally, yeah. If people came over,
Conrad asked, can you slow a train down? Yes, you can.
I can
Phone?
slow the trains down heavily. What
I
train
think
do you
it's
want
asking
slowed
with
down?
your phone.
All right, Chris, take care.
Hi, Chris.
Well, yeah, I could, like, here, I will, where is he? Well, I just slowed him down a bit.
Felix
Here.
is going very slowly.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
he
I
was
just slowed him.
pushing me.
Yeah,
You could speed
well,
him up.
well, here. I'm going to speed up, Alex.
Oh. You got up early with summer ends here.
Well, hello, Greg. So, there, yeah, so that's the speed control. Who nailed me now?
That's funny, Sean.
Oh, Jean Ricard. Here's my railjet. Watch. I will stop him. Okay. I will now change directions on him. Well, I gotta put that. See, it's hard to do this on camera.
All right, and show somebody.
Oh, I just turned the lights off instead. There we go. So there. Now the arrows change. He's now going. Are you ready, Jean Ricard? Just for you, because I like to keep my European friends happy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joel.
Joel's here.
Yeah, now they're all set. Oh.
So there you go. Cab first.
Steuerwagen first.
Steuerwagen ist zuerst.
Erster.
Ist zuerst.
Esther?
Zuerst.
Zuerst?
Or ist
Zuerst?
fährt erst.
Okay. Oh man, are you feeling okay, Joel?
John, are you checking all the cameras? He is running Steuerwagen first. Oh, why did we have to slow down?
This is Steuerwagen's leading.
Because the Steuerwagen's leading. And
It confused all the trains. We're in charge. You don't have
Oh,
anybody
slow down
driving
again.
that either.
yeah, there's nobody inside driving it.
Do you have a driver on this side? No, you have a driver on either side. What's going on?
He's the only one with a Steuerwagen today. Oh no, the railjet has a Steuerwagen too. The Czech railjet.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go check.
You've created a monster. Oh, I'm glad, Joel. That's good. My nephew, he and his roommate realized they had been exposed to someone, so they went and got tested, and he has COVID
I gotta
again.
change the light on the Steuerwagen. You have to do that separately because of
And
the way.
he's fine. He doesn't have any symptoms, but he can't go anywhere because he has a high.
Jean Ricard, are you
Oh.
watching? 2, count them. 2 trains going Steuerwagen first. And now I'm getting a slowdown for some reason.
Yeah, it is.
That's usually what happens when the one guy goes over that
Hi,
one turnout.
Jackie.
Oh, he's going too slow. Let's speed him up.
Wow. Now, this dude's a little more subtle than that one.
There we go. Let's do the long view.
So, anyway.
There you go, Jean Ricard. 2 of them. Ave Lume! Luma. Actually, I've had 2 slowdowns since I reversed them. Not sure
Bye.
why, but might be that
Bye,
one
Lee.
tricky.
Kieran?
All right, Lee.
Retracted.
Kieran.
Kieran.
Bye, Leah,
Yeah,
Jackie.
You're right with Kieran. It's really a problem now. Kieran, it's really a problem.
With Kieran?
Kieran and Kieran, that's
Kieran and
just
Kieran.
way too close. You're really rolling your mouth around that.
Yeah, yeah. It's whenever the railjet gets over here, it comes down.
Oh,
That's the same place where when the blue Rheingold is going up, there's a bad track in the middle there.
okay. Well,
And it only is when it's when the blue Rheingold is
goes
going
that
up the
way.
middle,
Yeah.
or when the railjet's going that way on it.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't say that. No, I wonder.
they should
I'm going to
be.
check again and see if it happens
Alright.
next time the railjet goes through.
Okay. Well, it's coming.
Well, no, it's on that side.
I see. So he's gonna come back around.
It's over in here. It's
Got it.
it's right in here.
Oh, you can reach it, I think.
Hey, you know what? While we got that camera, I want to fix this camera so that the view shows this full track all the way up. So you got to tell me. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, you're cutting off really 3 lanes doing it. Where it is.
All right, so it's not with the Alex. Yep. It's either the Alex hitting
Yeah,
that
it's the rail.
turnout.
Oh,
It's
don't
either
worry
the Alex
about
hitting
it,
that
sweetie.
turnout or it's the railjet hitting the track in front of the turnout because it's roughly the same. All right, I need this to come.
Well, it wasn't happening, Jean, until he
Which way?
turned it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's supposed to. Good. Whoops, a little too far.
A little too far. I wanted to show the whole track all the way down the wall.
Right. Well, you're showing a little. Okay. Nope. Go back a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Go back.
Oh,
You're hiding them again.
well, that means I should go.
Yes. All right. That's probably about what you want.
Okay.
You guys like it?
It's weird where it's in one direction.
Right. Yeah, it is. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. So I didn't know if you thought
Nope, nope, nope. Because it doesn't fit full screen.
Yeah, I know.
If I tell it to go full screen, it eats up too much CPU.
Yeah.
So, does it as a 480 square.
That's a good idea.
Alright. So, anyhow, because that's going to annoy the heck out of me.
Yeah, I think he's got to turn it around, Sean. Sorry. It was doing okay the other direction.
But since it's the railjet that got turned around,
It should be fine.
why, yeah.
It didn't short when it hit there, so
Yeah, it's just going down for
Yeah.
some reason.
that's the way.
I like it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, nasty. Yes, our little daughter
great.
came home.
Dude, you're
rapidly.
you're too addicted to Steuerwagen first.
Yeah.
There might be some people who say, never mind.
Yeah, it's not fun to have everybody do that little pause.
Yeah, yeah, that drives me crazy.
What's a loop?
So why it's that, just that
Really.
one way?
Yeah, it's a little odd.
You can enjoy the Czech railjet going the other way.
Yeah, because that one's sort of like.
He's going great.
He
He's
sure
going
is.
gangbusters.
Got the others. He's good. Oh, Mozart? No, Beethoven. Beethoven keeps looking at me.
Well, can you blame him?
Oh, she had to ask. He had to ask, sorry.
Who what? Who what?
Have you done any more work on your father?
No, Greg, I did not. There's some stuff that really needs 2 people while I'm underneath doing something, and Joyce has been busy. I just had everybody over here. So, yeah, I had said started July I was going to get to it. I went under there and did some things. And then I got distracted with other things and other things and other things.
Yeah, a few things came up this week. Actually, he's
It's-
been fighting with his Nero for the last.
Well, yeah, I've been fighting with my Nero for the
2
last
days.
3 days. I did get the GoPro. The pressure worked last week. Joyce caved in last Saturday and let me buy the GoPro. And I was working on a cab view, but there are a couple of things we have to work out on it, and the battery died, so I really do need to be charging it.
Yeah, you do. So, anyway, and then we're taking off Monday through Thursday.
And then I'm back to work.
Well, you should do your live feed next week.
I should be here.
Well, we'll be here. The only question is we're having work done, and I'm hoping they're done before his live feed. They could be an issue.
It's Saturday morning.
Oh, no. Appointment Saturday morning.
No, it's Saturday morning for
I
Greg.
know. Oh, that is so weird, isn't it?
Not really.
I know.
We're used to, in Germany,
Yeah.
going, it's
Yeah,
night here and it's afternoon there,
for
or the parents that would call me when they got home from work.
I know. It's 1 a.m. in
I would-
Germany.
I would have, when I would take my students to Germany, occasionally parents would call me and would forget the 6-hour difference, so they're calling me at 8
They're on
p.m.
sale, Randall.
8
Work a
p.m.,
little
9 p.m.
overtime.
here in Toledo time, but it would be 3 a.m. in Germany. Hello? Mr. Dodge, this is so-and-so's mother. Yeah, right. Okay, how you doing, Gladys? Well, I haven't heard from Tommy in a couple of days. And is he okay? No, he was hit by a train 2 days ago. But no, it's you do know. And they're like, you sound tired. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. It is? Oh, I keep forgetting the time difference. Sorry.
It's true. They will say, oh, I keep forgetting that. It might be why your son isn't responding also.
Might be why you've got a few hours delay.
Oh, man.
Well, we
Yeah.
were in Berlin. We were in Berlin, and your son
That's-
didn't have internet access for a couple of days.
When Lizzie broke her foot, she
Oh, yeah.
had to wait for an appropriate time to text us.
Yeah, our daughter, who's
Oh,
still lives at home, a few years ago, she broke her foot while we were in Germany.
oh, it's just horrible. That is a terrible feeling to have your child, I don't care how old they are, tell you that they broke their foot and you weren't there to help them.
Yeah, you feel bad.
Luckily, her siblings were just fantastic. We brought those kids up right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they brought themselves up right, and we just stayed out of the way.
AJ got,
You set a good example.
took care of her and got her to urgent care and then over to the hospital, and Lynn took off work to get her to her surgery, and
They learned the good stuff from Joyce. They learned the bad stuff from me.
eh,
I can't tell you how many times at dinner this conversation would happen. How many times at dinner Joyce says something, and one of my kids, especially when they were teenagers, in fun, not being rude, but would make a sarcastic comment or a snarky comment. And Joyce would just look at them and go, she would look at one of our kids and go, how did you get to be so sarcastic? Or how did you get to be such a smartass? And they would just look at the end of the dinner table to me and go,
well, that's true.
look who our father was.
That's true.
She would do that. How'd you get to be such a smartass? And they would just go, him?
Yeah.
And I'd just sit there at the
And
table
it
and
was
go,
kind of the-
that's my kids.
That was kind of the end of the conversation. It was undeniable.
Question answered.
Yeah.
It's just that she would ask the question again 2 weeks later.
Well,
Why are you such a smartass? Then they would point to me.
Well, they just kept surprising me.
But the thing is, the only thing that was bad about that is they would blame me. She's a smartass too.
Never.
You are. I don't know. Are you as sarcastic or snarky as I am?
I was at 7:30 in Australia and 23:40
Well,
in
we've gone
Denmark.
8 minutes later. That's that old George Carlin
I
bit.
know. It's like, that doesn't work that way. We keep the minutes the same.
It's 12 o'clock in Berlin. It's 11 o'clock in London. It's 6 o'clock in New York. In Baltimore, it's 4:47. Time for the 6 o'clock news.
Wait,
Old
what?
George Carlin bit, yeah.
Yeah.
In Baltimore, it's 5:42. Time for the 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's the truth, Joseph.
No, my kids intentionally chose many things to be different than their dad. Like, I would always tell my kids, even though I got A's in it, chemistry was like my weakest subject in school. I mean, I got A's in it, but it was not my favorite. So my son is a chemist. So it's like the one field he went into where I could go home and be smarter than my dad.
Yeah. But we also got him a tennis racket for his birthday.
I got,
That's not a coincidence.
and all my kids know I can't draw or do any hand constructive arts and craft well at all. So they're all awesome at it.
Well, the girls are.
And,
AJ's not real artistic.
And they all elected to take one of my favorite foods, and one of them doesn't like it. Whatever my favorite food is, there's one of them doesn't like.
That's true.
Well, except lasagna and Swiss veal. They all like lasagna.
Yeah.
They all like the lasagna and they all like Swiss
Right.
veal. Because Dad makes those.
Right.
But all my personal favorite foods, one doesn't like hamburgers, one doesn't like pancakes, one doesn't like pizza, and that's my food groups. 3 food groups. Burgers, pizza, and pancakes. Okay. Okay. That's fine. What are we doing for dinner tonight?
It's hot sandwiches.
Hot sandwiches. It's hot sandwiches?
The middle one works till 6, so I thought we would
Yeah.
do her
Right. It's hot sandwiches.
sandwiches.
So you're gonna make me a sandwich.
A sandwich.
You're gonna make me a sandwich. Go make me a sandwich. I'm hungry. Get me a beer.
Are you done?
Probably not. Honey, you've been asking me that for how many years? 30.
That is also probably true.
Let's see, 1983, so almost 40 years, 38 years now we've known each other. You've been asking that for a while. Are you done? Or the flip side, you're done already.
I knew where you were going. Yeah, Subway. is
Our
very
daughter that still lives with us worked at Subway
Well,
for
broke her
years.
foot. Was working at Subway.
Yeah, she was working at Subway when she broke her foot.
Yeah, she
Well,
went,
she broke her foot at home, but she was working
yeah,
at
she
Subway
went
when it
into
happened.
work and then they said, go to the emergency room.
Yeah,
She couldn't put any weight
she
on
didn't
her
know
foot.
she had broken it.
Okay, Andy, that's very typical for her age. And again, we all like candy, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's probably typical of every age.
Of all the things I changed to lose weight, apparently my table is slanted.
Oh,
Of all the things I had to change to lose all the weight I did, I didn't give them up, but I don't eat them like I used to. Was M&Ms.
yeah.
I used to just pig out on peanut M&Ms, especially peanut butter M&Ms and peanut M&Ms. And so I eat like 1/100th of what I used to eat when it comes to peanut M&Ms.
Well, I did it last week.
I used to have a bag of them a day, really, or close to it.
Really?
Well, 2 every other day.
I wouldn't think so.
Or you would buy that big bag and put it in the,
It was more
bowl for me, yeah.
economic.
yeah, it's more economic. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I hit a new low for a day and a half. I got down to 222 222 pounds last week.
Yeah.
Then shot back up to
Yeah, it
226.
didn't last, so.
I'm bouncing between 224 and 226 now.
Yeah.
I'd been bouncing between 228 and 230 for a while. Now I've lowered the bar a little bit.
Tommy's done a great job. He has got his weight down a lot.
Yeah, I am down almost 65 pounds since November of 2019.
Those of you who do stones, do the math. Google.
Oh, I love cashews, period. No chicken, just cashews. And literally what I did was I just cut what I eat in half. No special change in diet other than just cut what I eat in half. I used to go to McDonald's and get 2 quarter-pounders with cheese. One.
You got a quarter pounder?
Oh, I got a quarter pounder of cheese and a double cheeseburger. I used to go to Burger King and get 2 double cheeseburgers or a Whopper and a double cheese. Now it's just 1 sandwich when I go to the fast food. I don't go to the fast food any less. I just get less. Well, we probably go a little less.
I think a little less.
I used to eat really big steaks. Now I eat half of a big
Right.
steak. It's just
Yeah.
cut it in half.
Yeah.
But you also have to have the motivation. The motivation was my doctor saying, you are about to have a massive heart attack. You are about to die. You are spiking.
All 4 of them together.
So portion control is what they call it. But portion control in and of itself, move more, eat less. All the fad diets, throw them out the window. Oh, the protein diet, this diet, that diet. The fad diets only work they all work if you have the motivation to do it. You just got to have a strong enough motivation. My diet works because I didn't cut anything out I like. I just eat less of it. Oh, did I miss a spot?
Yeah, like 2.
Yeah, that too. What else were you
I
looking at?
said like 2. Okay, I think I'm gonna go start dinner.
All right, you're gonna go start dinner. Oh, the hose.
Literally. The bread has to go.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Okay, those hot sandwiches. Okay,
Yeah.
as opposed to grilled sandwiches.
Elizabeth
See, we
likes-
have hot sandwiches and grilled sandwiches.
Yeah, and or bake. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. So goodbye, dear.
So bye, everybody. Choose.
See you later. Oh yeah, it's almost time to log off here. Wifey poo is gone again. There we go. But yeah, that was. I know so many people, and for me, I went years where I wanted to lose weight and I'd stop eating. I would just stop eating, starvation diet, whatever, and just but I'd get depressed and go back to eating. And I did not grow up overweight. I grew up in shape. From the time I met Joyce to the age of 35, I weighed between 215 and 225 pounds, which I carried very well. I played lots of sports in my adult life, soccer leagues, softball, baseball, basketball, volleyball, played a lot of sports because I didn't play sports in high school, so I was making up for it. So bowling leagues. So I was always very active. And then I ripped up my hamstring and then messed up my knee playing softball when I was 36. And I gained 10 pounds, went up to 235. And I just could never seem to lose it. No matter what I did, I just kept weighing 235. And again, I was also going to the gym, working out, was in really good shape. And then around the age of 40, I retired from playing all the adult sports. I retired from coaching. And I just, from 40 to 45, I ballooned up to almost 300 pounds. Then I joined the gym and I went back down to 250. And then the gym became a problem. I'd come home from work. I didn't want to go to the gym because it's half an hour to the gym and then 2 hours there, come home. Papers to grade, I'm tired. And just a million excuses to not go to the gym. And if I got depressed about stuff, I was just junk food eating. And so over a several year period, I was ballooning. 250 to 270, diet and gym again, back down to 250, stop going to the gym, blow up again, down again. And in the fall of 2019, I ballooned up to 288. I may have weighed 290 on the day I didn't weigh myself, but I ballooned up to 288, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I weighed 284 at the doctor's appointment a week later, so I lost 4 pounds. And that's when he told me, your cholesterol, blood sugar, and cholesterol, blood sugar, and blood pressure are all spiking. There's been a 5-month trend of just getting higher. And as in, I was always in great range, going up, getting into warning, major warning, and he just said, you're going to have a heart attack. The way you're spiking, that is the pure signs of a massive heart attack. You're going to kill yourself. And that was the motivation I needed. I literally have a fear of death. I do not want to die. And so that was what motivated me to start losing weight again. And not only have I lost the weight, I'm down to the weight I was, almost to the weight I was when I got married. I weighed 225 today. I weighed 215 when I got married, so I'm 10 pounds over my marriage weight. Now, I'm not in the same athletic shape I was then, but yeah, I mean, it's been a big change. And Joyce and I play tennis and go for walks and bike rides. We don't belong to the gym, but yeah, so that's what I did to lose weight. And that's what you gotta have. You gotta have whatever it is, that motivation. And to me, it's that fear of death. I'm scared to death that if I fall off the wagon, if I eat 2 double cheeseburgers, as much as sometimes I really want 2 of my Rudy's double cheeseburgers. Rudy's is a local restaurant, and they make grease burgers. They're not healthy at all, but they're so good. Greasy spoon burgers, gobs of melted cheese on. They're so good. But when I have Rudy's, it's 1, not 2. It's 1. The biggest, I do drink less pop. But that's what it is. If you want to lose weight, you gotta have that. I guess you gotta have that drastic fear of death. But all the fad diets were okay. Just don't eat this stuff. Just don't eat that stuff. You can eat what you like to eat. Just cut it in half. Eat less, move more. That's the secret to weight loss. And I just had a checkup this week. All new blood test. My A1 is excellent. The blood sugar level was excellent. Everything's excellent. I mean, I was pre-diabetic, and I could technically be off the diabetic medicine, but my doctor says keep taking it anyhow, but they've cut the dosage way back. He says just take it anyhow, because it's preventative as well. I take the cholesterol medicine as a preventative measure now, so I went from having to take it to not die to much reduced to keep it. So it's been a nice change. The problem is I'm sitting here going, for the last 7-8 years when I really ballooned up again, why didn't I do this then? I feel like I wasted years. Oh, I know that, John. But, this relates to what I was talking about in the stream last week and what other people are talking about. When people are, when I do a live stream, some of the negative criticisms can get to me, the dislikes can bother me at times, but at the same time, I invite it. I do goofy songs, I do silly cartoons, I babble about stuff, I never work on my layout, I invite criticism. In the same way, I can invite being unhealthy. I can invite dying sooner than I want to die. We're all going to die. That doesn't mean I have to die at 57. I was 55 when they warned me. So I know I'm going to die, but that doesn't mean I have to do it today. Now I could go out and get hit by a bus or get shot or something like that. But it doesn't, but if there's something I can do to prevent me from dying sooner than I planned, then why not? But yeah, we are all going to die. Life is 100% fatal. Enjoy it. No, you know, the old Doors book, the book about the Doors. No one here gets out alive. And it would break my things not to talk about, but because of other beliefs I have, I'm very in tune to enjoying this life. You know, I'm very in tune. This is the one life we get. And so I want to make sure I'm around and enjoy this one as long as I can. I've got grandkids, I got a grandkid, I got grandkids to come. I want to be around for them. I like hanging out with Joyce. I don't want that to come to any end anytime soon. There's a lot more, and yeah, am I lucky in life? Well, it depends on what you want to talk about. I've been very lucky in some things. I've been very unlucky in other things. There are dark stories that you will not hear. Things I've gone through, things I've lived through, things I've had to do that you're not close enough to me for me to share those stories. You know, I have this image of the goody two-shoes. There is another side. There's some sides that I wish had been different, but overall, yeah, I've lucked out meeting Joyce and having that partnership for all these years, where a lot of people never find that one person they love. You know, gay, straight, whatever, you know, to find that one person you can partner with. And it doesn't have to be man and wife. I mean, you know, I don't say you have to get married, but have that one person in your life, that connection that's beyond just good friends. And yeah, I hit the jackpot in that one. But on the flip side, she has to wonder what she did wrong to hook up with me. But it's easy to sit here. I have a roof over my head. I've raised my kids. I've raised them well. They've gone on and are doing good things. It's easy for me. That's why I am so sympathetic to people who don't have it easy. Some people, you have this good life, and you're like, why doesn't everybody, you know, all you got to do is do what I did. No, there is a randomness to the universe. Okay? I've got, 3 living siblings. There were originally 6 of us. 4 are alive. We grew up in the same household. We grew up in the same household. We had the same environment. We had the same parents. And yet the 6 of us are 5 of us that grew to adulthood are very, very different. And in many cases don't like each other. We have straight and gay. We have drug addicts and messed up, and people that were drug addicts and messed up who got their lives together. The goody two-shoes who never did anything wrong. Was the good boy, went to school, did all his things. There's all kinds. How are we all different? You know, why am I straight and my brother gay? We grew up, you know, people go, well, you choose to be gay. No, he was born gay. So I'm always sympathetic to the people that didn't have the luck or whatever I've had in many things. I'm always very sympathetic to them. I don't look down on those people. I look at those people and I just go, man, if the universe would be nicer to that person over there. because you are a victim of many circumstances you didn't control. I talked about that a long time ago, that no child asks to be born, and you can't pick where you're born. And sadly, in some cases, you can't pick the environment you grew up in. And if you grow up in a poor neighborhood, yes, you can get out. Sometimes things have to fall your way to get out of tough neighborhoods. I did. I grew up in some tough neighborhoods. Grew up around gangs and thugs and drugs and everything else. But part of it is because I had siblings who fell for it, who fell down the traps, and I was able to look at them and go, no, I'm not going to go that route. But in other cases, you fall into the traps yourself. You follow the example set for you, either by friends or family or what have you. What's that old adage? I don't like to quote religious adages, but there but for the grace of God go I. And so I've never done drugs. I've never even smoked a joint in my life. I guess if you call alcohol drugs, I've done them. I've been drunk twice in my life. And the one time I nearly killed myself and I stopped drinking. But it's a crazy world out there. You had your 48th wedding anniversary. Awesome. Yeah, Joyce and I celebrated 34 in June. And 38 years together, 34 years married. Her parents were married for 54 years. My parents were married for 55. So the thing is, her parents were kind of the Brady Bunch, perfect marriage. My parents were Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. My parents had the most volatile love-hate relationship. They would fight like cats and dogs, and then they would just be googly-eye at each other. Very, I guess, passionate's the word, but it was not. It was a weird marriage. Just leave it there. So yeah, congratulations on 48 years. Yeah, I mean, we all have that. I have quite a few bad habits. We go there, and bad eating for a long time was one of them. But again, I don't shame. I'm not shaming anybody. My lifestyle was leading to a much earlier death than I wanted. Okay. Number one rule is you got to be happy with yourself, and if you're not happy with yourself, you have to affect the change on yourself. If you're happy in a certain world, that's your world. So if you're 60 years old and you still love your Donald Duck comic books, who cares? If people, hey, you're 60 years old and you read Donald Duck comic books, that's lame. If you're a 60-year-old weightlifter who also likes to knit, who cares? If you're straight or gay, who cares? Or you shouldn't care. Be happy with you. And it's easier said than done, obviously. You gotta be happy with you. I'm not always happy with me. But, if you don't like you, it's gonna be very hard to find other people. You gotta be happy with who you are and what you do. Unless you're out molesting sheep, and then I will be judgmental. You shouldn't be happy with yourself. But otherwise, yeah, just be happy with you. And if you aren't happy with something about you, then change it. There was something about me I wasn't happy with, I changed. There were things in my life I wasn't happy with, and I had to make some drastic changes that if I shared those with you, you might see me in quite a different light. So fly your freak flag bravely and high. We're all outsiders. I just happily wave my outsider flag. Everybody thinks they're an outsider. I just have always had so many things to prove I'm an outsider. From being a lefty in a right-handed world to Um, inside my own family, I was an outsider. At school, I was an outsider. I always had just that one friend or a couple of friends, but was never in the in crowd. I was an academic kid in a neighborhood that hated school. I was a non-gangbanger in a neighborhood that had lots of gangs, and I mean, it wasn't gangs back then, but it was gangs. I knew where all the drug houses were. I grew up watching police taking bribes from the drug dealers in the neighborhood. All white neighborhood too. And just all the things. But I've lost friendships over their drug habits. It's like, if you're gonna be doing that, I'm not gonna be around. So it's a crazy world. I'm a comic book geek. I've got a bucket full of comic book action figures behind me. I'm a Lord of the Rings geek. I still have all my Lord of the Rings stuff. But I'm not trying to impress anybody. It's what I like to do. And my kids all have their interests. I've got a daughter that's into K-pop. Do I like K-pop? No, but she does. And so if she's got something to share about one of her groups or something that's going on, I listen to her because she's my daughter and this is important to her. So at that moment, it's important to me. Even if I'm not interested in it, it's important to me. And I've got a grandson. I can't wait till the kid actually starts. Speaking of Kieran, to totally change subjects, 2 teeth this week. He got his first 2 teeth. I'm an X-Men guy, but X-Men ended for me in the 90s. Although I did like the first 2 X-Men movies, that kind of started the Marvel craze. Although the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man gets the credit. You had X-Men 1, which they used the profits from that big hit, because it surprised everybody it was a big hit, to fund the Spider-Man movie. But I love Cyclops. Cyclops and Captain America, my 2 favorite Marvel characters. The goody two-shoe guys. Batman in DC comics. I'm definitely a Batman guy. That's why sometimes the movies bother me, because in the comic books, Batman will not kill. Batman does not kill. He will not kill. And in the movies, they're like, yeah, he blows 20 guys away with the machine guns on the Batmobile. But in the comic books, that's the line he won't cross. Spider-Man also has that same line. In the comic book, Spider-Man will not kill. That's the one line. Batman will break some bones, but he won't kill. Yeah, and I don't buy comic books anymore. There was a time when money got too tight with 3 kids, and I stopped doing my Batman books. I held on to my 2 main X-Men lines until 2002, and then when they killed off Cyclops, I know they brought him back, but that was the last straw. I was like, I didn't like where they were going with the books, and they killed off Colossus, and I was mad, and then they killed off Cyclops, and I was like, that's it. That's a good excuse. I don't like these new writers and artists doing the X-Men books at the time. I'm done. That was my excuse. So that's what got me to end my comic books. But like Joyce would tell you, I always trade one thing. I had way too many hobbies. So money could only go so far. And about the time I stopped comic books is when my 3D tabletop wargaming exploded. So it's like, do I want to buy all these figures and the paints to do them, or do I want to buy comic books? I can only do one or the other. So that was how that worked. I had to give up. Something had to give. And now it's model trains, so now I don't buy 3D wargaming stuff anymore. And I always was a tech guy. I always had to have the newest TV, the newest computer, the newest fancy stuff, as you can tell with 9. You know, who else has got 9 cameras on a live feed that really does not have the most interesting? Could you imagine 9 cameras on anywhere from Everard Junction to Dragon Junction to Stewart at St. Mary's and 100 other guys that are here and elsewhere. I mean, even Ray Boble, he's still building his, but it would be cool to see some camera angles around his layout, especially when he gets it running. Jason the Train Freak, it'll be so cool to have cameras. Because that's the kind of geek I am. I like the tech. I just don't understand it anymore. That's why I need plug and play. Plug it in and I don't have to work hard. Pilot episode of Batman Beyond. Yeah. I loved here's how my world goes in DC Comics. I loved the comics. I think DC movies suck. I think DC were better written comics than Marvel, but the Marvel movies are much better than DC. I mean, like the first Christian Bale Batman movie I thought was really good. The Michael Keaton movie I thought was okay, but I don't like Tim Burton. I really don't like anything he's done. Batman, the first Batman movie, is about the only thing by Tim Burton I remotely like. Where everybody else calls it a genius, I think everything he's done is garbage. Edward Scissorhands is okay, but again, it's never going to win my top 500 movies. But it's okay. It's a little kitschy, but it's okay. Yeah, and so Batman Beyond was the animated series. I've got the whole series on DVD. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was brilliant. And very, very well made, if I haven't made that clear enough. But the movies, some of the animated movies are pretty good, but the live action movies. Now, Batman the Animated Series was a very good cartoon. I still think X-Men, the original animated series from the early 90s, was a little better than Batman the Animated Series, especially after some of the episodes in year 1 and year 2 were a little rocky. But Batman the Animated Series is awesome. The only reason I might go X-Men more is Batman the Animated Series still, you couldn't make Joker the homicidal maniac he is. Now that said, I thought the Joker character in the Christian Bale version of Batman was way too over the top even for Joker. A lot of it was good, but a lot of it is the whole plot of that movie, and then the third movie was so bad. But I just think animated-wise, they're about equal. But movie-wise, I think the Marvel movies are done much better. They had a much better vision of where they wanted to go. Now, the old 90s Marvel movies, like if you can ever find the Italian-made Captain America where the Red Skull is an Italian nobleman instead of a Nazi officer, wow, was that bad. The 1970s with what's his name? I want to say Reb Brown. Did 2 movies as Steve Rogers Jr., Captain America's son. That was pretty lame. I love staring at Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, but oh my God, that show hurts my brain to watch it. I watch that show because it's Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. And I have a thing for Wonder Woman. Beyond a thing for Wonder Woman. Love Wonder Woman. So Linda Carter as Wonder Woman was awesome, but at the same time, a little too girly as a Wonder Woman. And the scripting and the acting is so bad. The plots are off. The German accents are off. Everything about that in the first year was off. And that was the best year. It was just awful all the way down. They were just so. And then, DC had all these TV shows recently. Green Arrow, And I liked Green Arrow off and on. The problem is, I stopped watching Green Arrow, I think, in season 3 because the plots just got circular. You betrayed me. You said you would never lie to me again, and you lied to me. And then the person whining that you lied to me turns around and gets involved in a plot where they lie to that person. It's like, okay, every episode is about somebody lying to somebody and betraying somebody. You said you would never keep a secret from me. Stop keeping secret. It just got redundant, and Flash did the same thing. And I liked the first season of Flash, the first season and a half of Flash, and then it just, this DC plot of who betrayed who and who lied to whom just got ridiculous. Yeah, I am married to Wonder Woman in more ways than one. It gets so convoluted. It just gets ridiculous. The way the DC TV shows just recycle who's betraying who and who's lying to whom now. And I got tired of them. But I always thought DC Comics were better written, had the better writers than Marvel. But movie-wise, I think it flips. The DC movies are awful. And the worst, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck as Batman, no. I mean, the first two Chris Reeve Superman movies were okay, and they were timed, they were of their time. Hey, Philip, how are you? I was just getting ready to log off. In fact, I'm 15 minutes past logging off. I just been rambling and babbling here and got on a good topic talking to a couple of people. Yeah, we're down to 14 anyhow. But yeah, it's never got into manga myself, but lots of friends. My son is has some manga he likes. My one daughter, Elizabeth, is a huge anime and manga fan. As well as K-pop and C-pop. Yeah, that was just one of my vices, was comic books. And then from comic books, I was always a war gamer, and I just had too many hobbies, and I kept as we started having more kids, more and more hobbies had to be eliminated. And then the kids grew up, and I found myself into model trains. But that was the thing. But yeah, I could do a whole live stream just talking about the Marvel movies. So yeah, anyhow, I need to wrap this up. I'm already 20 minutes over my usual time. Actually, I'm supposed to get off at 5:30, and I don't. But dinner is being put on, and we should do that. So anyhow, if I haven't bored you to death or chased you off, yeah, during last week's stream, I lost 4 subs. I went from 888 down to 884. Yesterday, I got back up to 888, and then I went down again. My subs have been 4 up, 4 down, 4 up, 5 down. Yeah, Joe, it's always a pleasure to rattle at you guys, and any questions you have, if I can ask them, or topics I can talk about, because yeah, it's me talking. It'd be cool if we had group chat where you all could chime in. I mean, you do have the text chat, and whatever people want to talk about, I'll always draw some line. Like I said, other than politics, politics in America are too divisive, and they'll get me riled up because I'm not happy where my country is. Where my country has been the last few years. So anyhow, everybody take care.